Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made a wine bottle gift box with Cricut Design Space. This is my project for day one of the 12 days of making. If you'd like to use my project, you can find links in the description right under this video. I'm starting this video in Design Space because I wanted to show you a couple of little things that I used basic shapes to make this project. These extra pieces you see here are a circle for the bottom of the box just to reinforce it. A wine bottle is quite heavy when it's full, so I want to make sure the box is strong enough. And I've added these tags to the file. You can use or don't use, whichever you prefer. Before we get started, I wanted to mention that I'm making this project as my day one project for the 12 days of making with Cricut Design Space. The project that was shared by Cricut is lollipop holders. However, I've already done all my treat boxes for this year's holidays, so I thought I would make something different, and I thought you would really enjoy a box for a wine bottle. I thought that would be fun. This project is 11 across by 11.5 high. I'll just push this aside for now. I want to show you how I did this with basic shapes. So I'll just take a square. I'm not going to make it 11.5 by 11 again. I'll just make it, let's say, 6 across by 11.5, so I can show you how easily I added my score lines to it. There we go. Let's make it white so you can see everything I add. So I went to shapes and took another square. I know that I wanted my panels to be 2 inches wide and 11.5 long. So let's change that to 11.5. I went to basic cut at the top and changed it to score. And I just placed it here. Select both together, align top, align again, and align left. And there's my first panel scored. I'll just duplicate it and line it up again. Duplicate again and line it up again. And I just continued like that all the way across the project. Then select all together and align top to make sure they're nice and straight. And that's how I added all my score lines. Super easy. So to get these points at the top, I went back to shapes, scrolled all the way down, and you can see these open-end shapes at the bottom. This oval is what I use, or half oval, is what I use when I make gift card holders. But in this case, I wanted this half triangle so I could make the points. We'll just line that up so it's touching the score line. And I'll duplicate it again and line it up. And that's all I did right across. And then to get the cutout to hold my ribbon, back to shapes again and get a circle. I made it 0.25. And I just added these. We'll duplicate and add another one. Whoops, move the line. There we go. And duplicate again. And pretend there's a triangle there. And then I just selected all 3 circles on my layers panel a line and a line bottom so they're all even. And that's how I did the little cutouts. Of course, then I attach it so that it turns white and it will cut out on my mat. And to get these cutouts at the bottom, back to shapes again, select a line. It opens as a score line, so I changed it to basic cut. And I just fit it at the bottom. I believe the bottom across is 1.5. So I just changed it to 1.5 in height and just move it down to the bottom and duplicate to add the others. I forgot to mention the score line across the top. I did the same thing. I took a shape, took a square, and this example is only 6 inches wide. So I'll unlock it and go 6 inches for the width. And the height is 2 inches. At the bottom, it's 1.5. So I'll change it, change it to a score line, move it up to the top, and select the large square with it, align top, align again, and align left. And there it's in place. I did the same thing on the bottom, but I only made it 1.5 inches instead of 2 inches. That's how easy it is to build this project. So let's take this away. We don't need it. I'll just delete. We're going to use this. I'm going to use this cut for the bottom, and I think I'll use this tag. So I'll just hide that one. I don't need that one now. And there we go. I'm going to get this project all cut out. I'll switch to my overhead camera and we'll assemble our wine gift box. And we're all ready to assemble. I've cut out my little tag for the front of the box. And I have the bottom, the circle for the bottom to reinforce it. I have my decorative layers and the box itself. We're going to start with this part. I wanted to mention that this is not an original idea. I've seen it many, many times on Pinterest and sold on Etsy, and they always seem to be made by hand. So I thought it would be really fun to have a version that was made in Design Space. It's quick and easy to assemble. So the first thing you're going to do is fold all your long score lines. You want to fold those first. Burnish them well so you get that shape. My next one. I tend to fold my score lines before I add my decorative layers. I find that it makes it a lot easier to line them up. And there we go, the last one. Push that aside. Okay, we also have the score lines along the bottom where we fold in to make the base of the box. I'll just fold those. I'm folding them out to start, and then I'll fold them back in. We want a nice crisp edge on the bottom and on the top. Fold those. There we go. That will also help us to align our decorative layers. And we have the top, the points at the top that you need to fold the score lines. And there we go. All our folding is done. So all we're going to do now is add our decorative layers. As I mentioned, when I was showing you the design space file, I am making this as my day one project for 12 days of making. The theme was make something together. I don't have anyone to craft with today. I often craft with my granddaughters, but they're in school today, so I'm crafting alone. So instead, I'm making something for someone I care about, which is another way you can participate. So this is how my layers are going to go on. I'm not crazy about this Aqua Timbo's glue. Tombow. I'm not crazy about it. I find it tends to distort the paper as it dries, so I'm not going to use very much of it. And just try to keep a light coat. And we'll line it up. Try to keep it centered on my score lines. That's not too bad. Grab another one. I like the white Tombow a lot better than this one. I'm not crazy about this one at all. And this decorative paper that I'm using is quite thin. It's more like scrapbook paper. So the ink, the adhesive would really distort it if I use too much. Need to be careful with that. I think my paper is scratched. It's okay. I'll take a little black marker and I'll just cover that up. Okay. So we're doing this all the way along just for the 6 edges, or the 6 panels, I should say. Want to try and line them up straight. Coming along, that'll be cute. That will be very cute. I think this makes an attractive gift. I like to do the CRICUT fabric wine bags also. But it's fun to do something different. There we go. And 2 more. Turn it around. There's the 5th, and 1 more. And then we're finished our decorative layers. There we go. That's all done. So this is our decorative layers. We can see how cute it is. And for this tab, I'm going to use my two-way tape, I think, so that it's dry right away, so we don't have to wait for it to dry. Make sure it's well adhered. Okay, I'll just pick up the edge. Pull that off. So now all you need to do is turn it over, lay it down flat, and fold this edge over, and it will line up perfectly. Make sure it's well adhered. It feels good. And there's our little box. So I found to close up the bottom when there's nothing in it is a little difficult to keep the shape. You can see how it changes as I'm folding it. So probably the best thing to do is to add the wine bottle to it before you glue the bottom. So we'll just take the wine bottle and put it on, and I'll lay it down. And now I have something to keep the shape of the bottle, of the box, I should say, while I glue the bottom. So we're just going to add a little adhesive on the bottom. And don't forget, we're going to have the circle also to reinforce it. So we'll just add that. Add a little more adhesive on this one. You want to make sure you're not going over with the adhesive. You don't want it all over the bottom of your wine bottle. So you want to be careful that you're only putting adhesive where the cardstock overlaps. Push the bottle down. Let's see how this one fits. I'll put adhesive on this side. There we go. Glue that one down. Keep the bottle pressed up against the bottom. So about halfway on this one. I'll close that one. And this last one, I'll put the adhesive near the top of it. There we go. And then I'm going to stand it up. Okay. That's a nice fit, and it's really pretty. I'm going to let it stand for a second while I add some adhesive to this circle. I'm going to use plenty of adhesive on this one, but make sure I don't go over the edge. Okay, should be good. Take the circle. I hope you can see that, and just add it to the bottom to reinforce the bottom, and let it stand so it can dry. I'm going to add my tag. I don't want to pick it up to show you how it looks yet. Oops. I put some puff tape on the back of this tag. There we go. My little Merry Christmas tag. That's good. And now we'll add some ribbon. I'm going to make the ribbon, I'm going to double the height of the bottle so I have plenty to pass through and tie a bow. Why isn't this sticking? That's strange. I'll add some adhesive to it. There we go. Okay, so the ribbon, I'm going to start here on what will be my front and pass the ribbon in. Let's say about halfway, more than halfway, and keep going in like that. So in from the front, put this one through so you can see it, and then pull it out to the out the back towards the front. So we'll do that again. It's a little hard to show you on camera unless I don't want to lay the bottle down while it's drying. There we go, if you can see that. So I went in, out the back, in, out the back, and we'll just continue all the way around like that. That's pretty. You'll see it better when I add a photo to show you how it turned out. Very cute. I need to pull the ribbon through some more. And more. A little more. And the last one. There we go. And you can see that I've kind of beat up the ribbon a little bit as I was pulling it through, so we'll just trim that off. And we're going to tighten it up around the bottle. And I think I can lay it down now to tie my bow. I don't tie very good bows, so I'm not promising this will be a very pretty one. it's upside down. And there we go. All done. Isn't that fun? I think it makes a really super cute gift. I hope you like this project and you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you for watching. By the way, if you make some, please post pictures in my groups. I'd love to see how they turn out. Thank you for watching.